The 49ers quarterback situation looms large ahead of Sunday's game against the Bengals. My thoughts on Brock Purdy and Sam Darnold, plus health updates on Orlando Brown Jr., Joe Burrow, and much, much more. Also, hear from Zac Taylor with a huge, huge matchup against the 49ers looming. Hi again, everyone, and welcome into Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and buckle up because the Bengals, well, they're trying to get to above 500, 4-3 with a win on Sunday over the 49ers. And if they're going to do that, it starts with slowing down whatever quarterback is under center, whatever quarterback is operating this Kyle Shanahan offense. And as we know, that is much, much easier said than done. Let's start with Brock Purdy, who's in concussion protocol. The news broke on Wednesday when I was in the Bengals locker room, and players didn't know it. I told multiple members of the defense that it had happened, and Kyle Shanahan was the one who broke the news during his Wednesday news conference. And so as of right now, as we record this, I'm not sure if Purdy's going to play or not. If he doesn't play, Sam Darnold would be the starter and the backup would be Brennan Allen. So that's certainly interesting, the former Bengals quarterback. That said, when I look at these two quarterbacks, I've seen a couple of things. One is, it doesn't matter. It's Kyle Shanahan's system. Any quarterback can go in there and be successful. And I agree to a point. I think Kyle Shanahan would certainly embrace the, oh, you don't think I can win with Sam Darnold because he struggled in Carolina and New York? Watch me. And so I totally see that narrative, and I could see that. But there is a big, big difference in what we've seen from Sam Darnold versus what we've seen from Brock Purdy. Like, ginormous difference. In fact, I look at Brock Purdy's numbers and just high-level numbers, completion percentage, 68% completion rate, 67.9 to be exact, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a 107.2 quarterback rating. Sam Darnold has never, outside of this year, he completed one pass for 1 yard, has never had a completion rate above 61.9%. That was his second year with the Jets. Outside of that, it's always been under 60%. 57% as a rookie, 59% in year 3, 59.9 his first year in Carolina, 58.6 last year in Carolina. He's never thrown more touch. Oh, yeah, he did. His first 2 years, he threw more touchdowns than interceptions. The past couple of years, that has not been the case. In Carolina, he did last year, but never posted a rating of more than 92.6. So there's a couple of things here. One, I think Sam Darnold has talent. And could Kyle Shanahan get it out of him? Maybe. There is an advantage to not, for the 49ers, the Bengals haven't been able to see Sam Darnold. That said, we know Sam Darnold is willing to take risks. And I think the biggest difference between these two quarterbacks, if Purdy can play, he's got a good feel. He's not going to put the ball in danger as much. Sam Darnold will. And he may make a couple dazzling throws and crazier plays physically because his talent, I think he's a more talented thrower than Brock Purdy, but he's also going to put the ball at risk. And that's where this Bengals defense could take advantage. So what an opportunity it is if the Bengals have a shot here to play Sam Darnold and the 49ers with no Deebo Samuel. That's about as much as you could ask for. And who knows about Trent Williams either, if he can play. He didn't practice on Wednesday. We'll see. Practice report as I record this is not out for Thursday. I'll keep you up to date on that at allbengals.com. But this is an opportunity for the Bengals. That said, the Bengals have some injury issues of their own, and it starts with Joe Burrow rocking new cleats, the shattered backboard Jordan 1s. Yes, I've had plenty of people fill me in on those. The custom number 9 on the tongue. My man is looking good. And he's feeling good. And I think, obviously, that's the bigger part of this, but close to 100%. I don't think he's 100%. He didn't want to say that on Wednesday. I think mentally he wants to say, all right, I'm good to go. We're after the bye. It's time to go. I don't think he's 100%. I do think he's feeling the best he's felt since injuring his calf on July 27th. And so can this offensive line do for Joe what the Vikings offensive line did for Kirk Cousins, which is just give him enough time against a really good pass rush, a really good front that, man, you got Bosa on the outside, you got Eric Armstead, Hargrave on the inside. I mean, they're loaded. They have a lot of guys that can get after you. And so it's really important to have a guy like Orlando Brown Jr. trending in the right direction. I expect him to play. I talked with Orlando on camera, off camera. He's saying the same things. And usually when that lines up, it means that he's going to play. And I just mean when that lines up with players in general, that means that he's going to play. So that's certainly a big win. We'll see. I think Bosa's going to face Jonah Williams a lot. And so Jonah's going to get tested. And they're going to have to give him help, no doubt. They'd have to give Orlando help. Nick Bosa's a freak. But this offensive line, I think they're in a good spot. And they're in a good spot because they're slowly getting better. I think Cordell has improved some. Alex Kappa had the best 2 games of his season in back-to-back weeks going into the bye. So these guys hopefully can put together their best game of the season as a unit. And speaking of that, unit-wise, these wide receivers, they need to emerge here. And T. Higgins obviously dealing with that rib injury. We know what Jamar Chase has brought. Tyler Boyd has had a decent amount of targets and catches over the past couple of weeks, but not many yards to show for it. That needs to change starting this week. The yak from Boyd, you want to see that. You certainly want to see the downfield ability from T. Hopefully they can bring that because they're going to need it. You look back to that San Francisco game a couple of years ago. Chase goes off, Burrow plays great, but Higgins goes off as well. You're going to need to see multiple guys get going in this game. And I think that this offense, as ugly as it was at the end of that Seattle game in that second half, and it was very ugly. It feels like worlds ago, by the way. It feels forever ago. I think that they'll be able to turn a corner here. And that doesn't mean that they're going to win the game, and my game preview will come out tomorrow with my keys to victory and a prediction. I to me, certainly think that they're capable of winning this game. And it's going to come down to trenches, keeping Burrow upright, game script. Like there's a lot of factors, and I'll get to my keys to victory. But if they could get this game, what a boost it would be for this Bengals team. They would have gone from winning 2 straight to winning 3 straight, 1-3 to 4-3, and you have all these AFC matchups that are coming down the pike that you could really feel good about if you could start stringing together some wins. So we will see. We will be there covering it in Santa Clara. Yes, the 49ers play in Santa Clara at Levi Stadium. They don't play in San Francisco, even though they're the San Francisco 49ers. Speaking of that, I thought this was really interesting. And by the way, today's video brought to you by Rivertown Inquiry, rivertowninquiry.com. Go there right now and buy a CBT hat. So we have the CBT hat, the CBT rope hat, the dad hat, and the rope hat. Get one of them, gift it to a friend, gift it to someone for Christmas, and get plenty of other orange and black gear while you're there at rivertowninquiry.com. I thought this was interesting from Zac Taylor on Wednesday. Zac Taylor started 6-25-1 and obviously struggled his first year. It wasn't much better his second year. It was a little better, but not much better. People like me were questioning him. There's no doubt about it. And his message to the team was that it was going to take time. Certainly within the organization, it was going to take time. And he used the 49ers as a blueprint to a degree, as an example at least. I don't know if I want to go as far to say blueprint, but certainly as an example, because Kyle Shanahan, the first couple of years, it was rocky. And then the third year they went to the Super Bowl. Here's Zac Taylor on Wednesday, what he had to say about what he learned and how he used what the 49ers have done as an example.
It kind of brings up an interesting point. I was in LA in 2017 when Shanahan got to the 49ers. And so you got a chance to see their evolution of their systems. And the first year, I know they had quarterback injuries and stuff the first 2 years. And then the third year they went to the Super Bowl. And so I remember showing our guys in 2020 kind of the evolution of San Francisco. The first year they were learning the system, and you could tell at times guys were learning, and some of the Christmas maybe wasn't there. The second year it really ramped up, and then I showed clips of their Super Bowl game against Kansas City of just why they were in the Super Bowl, just the attention to detail, everything was so good, and just this is part of our process. Our first year, we weren't very good. Our attention to detail wasn't great. Our level of coaching a lot of times wasn't great. 2020, we made some progress. And then here's the step we got to make in 2021. And there's a path here. There's a pathway that San Francisco's kind of shown people how it can occur. And sure enough, maybe somebody out there was showing clips of our Super Bowl game in year 3. But so I've always looked at San Francisco as a good template of how you can build and you can continue to evolve and get to where you want to be, and then maintain that level of consistency. They've really been the standard of that. They've maintained that level of consistency now since 2019 all the way through. They've played in Super Bowls and championship games, and really done a really good job there with John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan.
I just thought that was really good stuff from Zac in insight into the mental aspect of it, because it's really hard to go 6-25-1 and still believe and still buy in and still think that you're doing the right things. And Zac, to his credit, has had the Bengals obviously going in the right direction. And you just, when you look at a team like the 49ers and how consistent they've been, it's wild. Taylor's 25-14 over the past 2 years. By the way, Shanahan is 47-26 over the past 5 seasons. So that's when they turn the corner, the 49ers. The Bengals turn the corner. They're trying to put it together this season and maintain that consistency. And so I think Sunday's game is going to be awesome. Whether it's Brock Purdy or Sam Darnold, really doesn't matter a ton. I think both guys, if you're the Bengals, you would certainly rather face Sam Darnold, I think, because of the turnover aspect of things. But I certainly think that either way, the 49ers are beatable, but it's going to be a tough game. And Trent Williams, that's a big factor. No Deebo Samuel, that's a big factor. Having Orlando Brown Jr., Burrow healthier, certainly T healthier, all big factors. And we are going to have you covered. Make sure you check out all things CBT. There's a ton on the channel already, whether it's earlier today, Tyler Boyd, DJ Reader, you saw those interviews. Elise Jesse one-on-one with Zach Carter on Friday. My Keys to Victory on Friday as well. It's all coming your way. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and until next time, for Andrew Fox Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now. Thank you so much for watching Cincinnati Bengals Talk.